It's a Chinese proverb, I'm pretty sure. But like, you shit and piss yourself at 0 to 1 and then at 100. So it's like at the start and the end.
How would they say that in Chinese though? Like, how would it sound?
I think they say it in Mandarin.
God, everybody, welcome to Real Talks. Your boy Pat Mac. I am here with celebrity chef Joey Daymond. If you don't know, Joey cooks an incredible beef Wagyu and the cream pie. I'm not sure what a cream pie was, if there's any sexual connotation in that or what.
No sexual connotation.
Okay, well, the cream pie apparently is extraordinary, but what I thought we'd do...
It's a family recipe.
Is it?
Yeah, the cream pie.
Well, let's put the beef Wagyu to the test, Chef Daymond. Bring out the Barbie, guys. We thought what we'd do, having a chef of your caliber on here, is we'd roll out a Barbie, and we went and bought 2 beef Wagyus.
You've done the right thing here.
We've done the right thing. So we're gonna have a yarn, you're gonna cook the Wagyus, then we're gonna eat it.
I mean, I don't know if you were purposely trying to have me sit here in my comfort zone, but I appreciate the fact that you have done just that.
So,
and it's already heated.
Let's get amongst, bro. Look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. Can we get a camera on this?
Oh, so the camera is not, let me just clear up, it's not to see Patty's matching hoodie and sweatpants and socks and shoes. And so we get a good shot of this wonderful beef Wagyu. So what I can see, yes, it's the finest beef Wagyu from...
Westmere Butchery.
Yeah, Westmere Butchery, which I'm sure they got it from
Japan?
Cambridge. Yeah, from Japan.
Cambridge?
From Cambridge, Japan.
Yes.
And yeah, we've got a lovely little salt here. And then this looks like a mixture of rosemary and thyme. And possibly a bit of pepper. I mean, I don't know if do you want to interview or do you just want me to get started?
We're going to talk and you're going to cook.
Okay. I mean, that's 2 things I'm very good at. You don't want to know the third. It's not that kind of show. It's not that kind of show. All right, we may as well just get started.
Yes. We're going to need some plates and we're going to need some cutlery. I can't wait. So medium rare.
Medium rare?
Medium rare.
Oh yeah. Where did you pay?
I paid for the steaks.
Oh yeah, sweet. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Here's a quarter.
And we borrowed that. Do we have smoke? There's a smoke alarm there. Can I just say?
So typically what we do with our Wagyus is we just, you just want to let the fire just kind of seep through.
So good.
You just want to let it burn. Now a lot of people, when they feel a burn, they get 1 pill and it disappears. We don't do that here.
No, we don't.
No pill. We want that fire to burn, baby.
Burn,
we want that
baby,
juice.
burn.
We want that juice nice and yellow. Nice and yellow.
Can I just say, Joey D?
You can say whatever you want, Peter,
absolute master stroke, the way you played that Who is Joe Daymond, the whole chef gig, love it. So we thought we would salute your genius by actually bringing in the steak, giving you the opportunity to cook it, and then we can talk about the genius that is Joey D.
I mean,
how good?
We don't really need to talk too much, you're seeing it. But yeah, I remember I cooked my first Wagyu at 3 years old. See, a lot of things, like a lot of people think a chef like have all the ingredients.
Yeah.
They think that what makes a chef is all the ingredients, but what actually makes a chef is that you can make something beautiful out of absolutely nothing.
Wow. Okay.
You want French toast?
Yeah.
I can make it out of cornflakes.
French toast out of cornflakes?
Yeah. What's your favorite dish?
Boil up.
Boil up?
Yeah. Pork bones, watercress.
Get me 2 tablespoons of cinnamon and a fruit roll up. I'll make you the best boil up you've ever made. That's a real chef. It's because anybody can get, you know, ingredients and recipes and that. Anyone can get that. My nan does it. Anything my nana do, not impressive. Sorry, Nan. Love you, but it's not impressive. But not everybody can do it. So
this is kind of a bit below you then, bro. Just smashing out a Wagyu and it's actually a Wagyu.
I mean, you may as well ask me to say goo goo gaga. I did them both when I was a baby, so I don't really know what you want me to do here. I'm just doing what I was born to do. But yeah, obviously I got the gig on Celebrity Treasure Island. It's not the first celebrity gig I've had. Have made multiple appearances on Celebrity Family Feud. Have a celebrity sex tape. We all stumble. But
what do we Google to find that, by the way?
it's funny, if you Google Joey D's steak Wagyu, you can kind of get either side of whatever you're looking for. So it's
Just covers it all.
yeah, it's the recipe, and there's also
But is Treasure Island the pinnacle, like, of celebrity? Does it get much? Dancing with the Stars, I guess. Actually, man over there has done both.
PJ's done Dancing with the Stars. Interesting.
A very old
Monster's done Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, he did. He got to the final, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah. He peaked too early though, bro. He took his shirt off in the semi-final and that was it.
Is that right?
Yeah, he got him through the final, but he couldn't pull the same stunt again and it didn't work in the final.
Beauty. What did you go for in the final months?
What did I go for?
Yeah.
I kept my shit on throughout the whole dance, went down the whole.
So who'd you lose to in the final?
It was
Bubby. Oh yeah. Fair enough. I don't know either of you, but that's probably not. But if I was definitely cooking some steak Wagyu, which as you can see right here,
Looks good, bro.
from Cambridge, Japan.
First time we talked, and I think it was just before lockdown or just during lockdown,
Yes, I do recall.
and you were just probably only about as quarter as famous as you are now.
A quarter?
I think
Yeah, probably.
like you've gone up like 300%.
I'm not a numbers guy, but
I reckon.
I'll give you that.
So what's been happening, bro? Because is this seriously? Is this the plan that you've been working out? You've been taking your opportunities. You did your big tour. I remember that, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
It seems to me you're like a dude that takes every opportunity.
Yeah, I definitely do. I actually thought you weren't done. I thought you were gonna list the rest of my CV there, Paddy. But
I don't really. Is that it? There's more.
There's actually a lot more, but
Okay.
but no, I think it's always been a dream of mine to be cooking steak in a warehouse. Look, I think that's done.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't call it well done. I call it done well.
All right, let's go, bro.
But yeah, that's all yours, mate. There you
Is that my
go.
one? How can I get the bitsy one? This is your one?
I'll get the big one there.
There we go. All right, we can take the barbecue out, guys.
Yeah, if we can get this barbecue. You don't pay these guys enough, is it?
We don't pay them enough to think for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nah, thanks, guys. Thank you. Cheers.
should we do salt? You're going to salt bay this, or is that somebody else's IP? You can't roll that.
Yeah, no, I'm not in the.
Not doing salt bay.
I'm not in the game of stealing IP, Paddy.
Okay.
Still girlfriends? No, I don't. I don't do that either. They come willingly. But
I'm in it.
I'm in here.
Right here, this is the moment of truth. Oh, brother.
So yeah, it's it's a bit of an art, and I must just say, if you do vomit after this,
No.
it's because your palate isn't really up to the standard, and of being
I
able
feel
to
like this
consume.
is the perfect intersection of craftsmanship and high quality product.
But this is looking fantastic. As you can see, there's a bit of the red in there and some brown over here.
How much were these? $45 each. The hell?
$45 each. That's 2 family buckets.
Does this taste like $45 to you?
I'd say easily 57.
If this was in a restaurant, I reckon it'd
Euro.
be like over $100,
Yeah, I was saying in euro. Which
Euro?
Yeah.
which is like triple, is it?
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit about all the incredible stuff you've been doing since we last talked. So if we say last thing I knew you were doing was the tour, what have you done since?
Damn. Done a bit. Sorry. Wrong pipe. What have I done since? Shot a few TV shows. Obviously we shot Celebrity Treasure Island as we alluded to before. which was a great opportunity, first primetime sort of television opportunity.
The game show thing you're on though is prime time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's primetime, I guess. Yeah. What about when those people came by and I let it rip? Is that what I was up to? You're welcome on that sale. But yeah, done a fair bit of TV since then. Co-wrote a TV series, which we just finished shooting as well, which will be on Comedy Central at the end of this year, I think.
When you in the grind for so long, like hardworking dude, made his impact in social, is it like a thing to get on TV? Like, did it feel like a major milestone for you? And
No, like, TV was honestly never my it was never my goal.
true.
But
Why not?
I don't know, I think
Isn't that like the washed up radio hosts go though?
yeah, and my nan watches TV.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out to my nan. She won't be watching this, but
Maybe.
because this is on the internet. But
No, we'll put it on Facebook. She'll be watching.
I think she probably will be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More than Nans are on Facebook.
yeah, mine is. Mine's racist too, but
Who's she?
yeah,
Against what? Toward who?
she kind of picks and chooses as to who she believes is
selective
getting an
racism.
advantage
Right.
in society at the time. So she has her days,
Right.
as we all do, as we all do. But Nan's great. Nan's great. Shout out Maureen. But
Maureen's your Nan's name. I feel like that's a pretty common name amongst Nans of a generation.
what's your Nan's name?
Oh, my Nan's dead, but thanks for asking. Her name was Rangi, and my other Nan's name was Lena.
Shout out Lena and Ragi.
Thank you.
I know Rangi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he busts that outside the Burger King at Courtney Place.
So TV, not really your jam, but you ended up there. Has it been good? Like, has it been good for, like, I don't know, I feel like you're more famous.
Bro, all jokes aside, it has actually been good.
Yeah.
I think just good to when it comes to like meeting people, because I think there's definitely like two sides of entertainment and media, and I've been quite solely on one side for a long time, and the only way you kind of get through on the other side is either through experience, through if you have any money. And then thirdly is if you kind of get granted opportunities like the ones that I've been lucky to get, and they kind of like put you into this other side, which,
What's the other side you talk about?
I don't know, it's just like where all the rich people are.
Seriously?
Yeah, it seems to be. Where all the people that make decisions and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's pretty good, yeah. They call it the Illuminati. So I sold my soul. And yeah, I'll be doing Married at First Sight. So imagine that, selling your soul for Married at First Sight.
I didn't even watch TV, bro. I've never even watched an episode of that.
No,
I
neither.
know watch Treasure Island though.
You reckon you'll watch it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch at least the first episode.
Yeah, don't watch anything further. But yeah, it's been great for like opening out opportunities and stuff like that. And like I've managed to do like a bunch of stuff that I've been trying to do for a really long time over this period, like following, being able to like do a lot of stuff on television.
Do you strategically think about when you get offered an opportunity like that, how you're going to leverage that into your bigger plan for Joey?
Yeah, always, yeah. I think I don't know, I'm not super open about it because I think like a lot of people sort of take it the wrong way. But
What do
like
you mean?
I look at every opportunity like that.
You're a comedian, you don't care what people think.
Yeah. I think in that sense though, because like, I've been open about it at times, and I think some people kind of like, because I think everybody's much
Are you
more.
saying that you're influenced by the trolls?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Real?
Nah, not really. But
Didn't think so.
nah. Like what I'm getting at is like, I think people don't want to feel like you planned things through and you specifically tried to get out and do certain things and get certain opportunities to get to certain places. People would much rather just think that they'd be much more
By
comfortable.
people, who do you mean? They're more comfortable with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. And so for me, somebody who's like, I've always planned things out. I've always like thought really deeply on like how I want to do certain things. I think, I think some people just get, especially in New Zealand, I think people get uncomfortable about it because it's like an act, especially if you're known as somebody who's making an active effort to like want more for yourself. And especially if you're somebody like me who like is very open with like asking for big opportunities and like stepping beyond like where people sort of see you as. I found like whenever I was trying to break into certain places and do certain things, because I didn't reflect like somebody that they thought was like worthy of getting those opportunities, I often got like pushback like, nah, you're trying to do too much, or nah, you're too young.
Really?
Or, yeah, all the time. And whether that was in like stand-up and comedy and television and anything.
Isn't there other people just projecting their insecurities on you and trying to protect their turf because they see a younger, more virile lion joining the pack, joining the pride?
Yeah, I think what it is like what I realized is a lot of people have like they want like a shared hardship. So their thing is like, if I went through all these boundaries and had to like experience these like things, I don't want to see anybody else like skipping those things. They have to go through them too, which I've always seen as like
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Dumbass.
And that's like one very small example of like what people recognize as.
But isn't that like symptomatic of people just being obsessed with themselves, as opposed to like, yo, let's help another brother up?
I'd say so, and I think it's like it's always a symptom of people that didn't get to where they were trying to get to. And so they went on this journey and they maybe got stopped along the way, and then that's the place they stopped. And so when they see you coming through and you may skip them, they're like, nah, you have to go through me. I've always made an active effort to do whatever I can to avoid those people, because a lot of people see those people because they usually have experience, because they're usually a bit older, because they've been around. They usually view them as like people they have to listen to and have to respect.
Or yeah, whose approval they have to gain.
Exactly, they have to gain. Whereas for me, I've always been able to like pick it out from the beginning of whether someone is somebody that I truly should like really look to for advice and respect, or whether they're just like a gatekeeper. And I've always been able to pick it out. Yeah. And so for me, I've always tried to align myself with the people that I respected who were doing things, breaking paths in similar ways that I was trying to, and then like just trying to avoid the people who were just gonna like dangle the carrot in my face, basically.
Do you want to smash some with your steak while I ask the question, and I'll ask it slowly and then you can eat some. Yeah. By the way, it's all true. Frickin' delicious. Cooked to perfection. Oh my goodness. No, that wasn't a cutie. Come and get the plate. It's okay.
You're a genius for getting me to do this, Patty.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I just got all my followers to post on Lance's one.
Oh, yeah.
And just say, I can't believe you guys got celebrity kitchen hand, Lance Savali on. And it's going nuts.
Because he was on the TV this morning, eh? Hey, just to double back on that stuff we were talking about though, just really quickly. Because one of my observations about you is that you actually are a super strategic dude. Like you think through things really deeply, you know. I think there's a misconception about people that are creative, and I don't know about comedians. You're the only comedian I know, but I think it's true that, you know, they expect you to be these creative people that kind of just go with the flow and aren't that strategic and like, you know, can stand up and take the piss out of any situation or anybody at the drop of the hat, but, you know, can't hold a business plan down, can't execute like anything that strategic. And it's real interesting for me that you don't want to talk about that.
I think I would say the one part where I've given into the criticism, because I can confidently say that for a majority of like my personality and like who I am, I've kept pretty cool when it comes to like taking criticism and stuff, and it really doesn't faze me. I think the one part that I do.
But so you're saying that you don't talk about that shit because of the criticism you've copped in the past?
I would say that's probably like the only thing. Yeah, the only thing.
Because like what that criticism and you not doing it is denying is a whole generation of young Joey D's coming through that don't get to see that side of the business.
Yeah, for sure. I think I know when I came in, I got so much confidence from just being this like kind of run-of-the-mill, you know, sort of cruisy, which I am like a very cruisy person.
Yeah.
But I
Totally.
think for people it was hard to gauge that I could be one and the other. So I just let them think I was just one.
And kind of, I love the prestige in that, like the mystique, like you know, I can appreciate that, like
yeah.
allowing people to think you're just this while you're executing like that.
Yeah, because I use it to my advantage and have used it to my advantage for a long time. I think where I find it tough now is like, in a lot of the things that I'm kind of trying to do in the business realm, and especially like what we've talked about, like, you know, when it comes to sort of the agency world and like working with, you know, doing like business to business stuff, it is then harder for them, especially already being young and brown, where it's already hard for them, let alone a comedian.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them are looking
Is
at
that something like you're battling, like, oh, he's a young brown comedian, he can be funny, but he doesn't know how to do the business of this shit.
Yeah, for sure. It is hard for
Is
me.
that racism? Or is that systemic discrimination?
I think it's, the way I kind of look at it is like, I think I probably am suffering from like the burden of like maybe trying to do things in the way I'm trying to do them as the type of person I am, and kind of being the first for a lot of these people. Because like I go to a lot of these meetings and stuff and meet a lot of these people, and you can tell they've like never hung out with brown people in general in their lives, let alone, you know.
That's the best feeling, eh?
Right, exactly.
Isn't it the best?
You can tell.
I love it, bro.
You can tell, like like you go to some of these meetings and you pitch them ideas that are like, you know, that is killing it on like brown social media and like, which I know is the most influential like part of New Zealand social media is like the trends that brown people are setting.
Totally.
But you tell them ideas from that and they're just like, oh really? Are people like, people, do you think people will get this? Do you think people will get this? And it's like, you're pitching me to do like a fucking backyard cricket game. Like, do I look like I fucking play cricket? Like,
Well,
ask me to name one black cap. I'm fucking, the only one I know is the one hanging up on my wall. It's a literal black cap. I don't know any of the girls.
It's just like, you got a
Yeah, you
New
got
Zealand
me.
cricket player hanging on the wall.
Yeah, I don't know a single. I know one cricket player.
Can you name one from like Black Cat from ever?
One black cap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go.
The Fujitsu heat pump guy.
Stephen Fleming.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
But I know him from heat pumps.
Right.
Yeah, I think he founded heat pumps. So I know-
Inventor of the heat pump.
Yeah, he invented it. I think he like one day just woke up and he was like, okay, I've got a pump and heat. Let's put it together. Yeah. And so I think that's how it worked. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of his work, but I had no idea he played cricket. But yeah, I don't know shit about cricket, and that's the kind of stuff I'm getting pitched, and it's just like, you know, here's a clear example, just one very small like micro example of like a bigger issue of like people that just are supposedly in charge of creating for, you know, these massive audiences. They're trying to build these massive audiences, they're trying to connect to these massive audiences, and they only understand a very small portion of the population.
Totally right.
And
How does that make you feel? Because I have run into that before, obviously. But how do you feel about that personally?
yeah, it's a super frustrating thing, and it's super frustrating when you see like where all the resources kind of go. So like, I think that's a frustrating thing, but it's one thing that I've learned over and over again is they all are so busy that they can only connect to what they see. And so for us to be able to break through, we just have to be something that they see. And you know, once one of us gets a seat at the table, then more and more can come. And so
Do you know what? I hear that a lot, and I think it's a popular perspective. But like, I'm 48 now, right? And I've been doing this shit since 95, right? And
that's where you were born.
I've seen different versions of Joey D come. I've seen different versions of other talented brothers and sisters come and go. What has prevailed in all of that time is the exact system that you're talking about right now. That has not changed, bro. And I think that like My belief is that it will never change. And it won't change by us deciding that the way to change it is to play that game. Or the way to change, this is my personal belief, is to get a seat at the table. Because if that table is surrounded by people that are just like the people that you described, then you're flattering yourself to think that you can change the worldview of all of those people.
Yeah.
Who some of them will just like have heavily ingrained perspectives, or like in that world, massive self-interest.
Yeah.
And you cannot fuck with those people's self-interest because that's money and that's identity.
Yeah.
I just see so much of the great stuff that you're doing. Like I observe your trajectory and the way that you're playing the game in comparison to other incredibly talented brothers and sisters, brown brothers and sisters that are playing the game in social and influence based on personality and influence. My observation about the way you're playing is that it's flying at a high trajectory, right? Because you can see the greater opportunity. You're not stuck in doing it this way based on just this way that it's always been done. You're strategic and you execute. You're playing a bigger game. Like all of those things, I go, yeah, I like the way that Joey's playing it.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
But the system,
It's not going to change. I think the way that it took me a while to figure out, but the way that I've decided I'm going to go about it is I was able to do it on a micro level, and so I'm trying to do it on
why can't you be New Zealand's Tyler Perry?
Well, that's exactly the place I'm trying to
Well,
get
he
to.
didn't go about playing that shit on everybody else's table. He built Medea's table.
Yeah. It is the plan, and I think for me, like what I realized and what, starting to execute now is just build out. I think for so long I was like, I had the vision of what I wanted to do in mind, and then I was always like knocking on doors being like, help me do it. Whereas now I'm in the position where I'm just going to be like, I'll just go do it. And I'm like super open, and so the opportunity will always be open for, whoever's watching. But for me, I'm just like, I'm not someone that likes waiting around. Just go do it.
What's the next thing? Like what's Celebrity Treasure Island's coming out?
Yeah.
That's gonna have its moment.
Yeah.
I think it'll probably do better than Apprentice New Zealand.
Which I don't think is hard, but no, I think, bro. So
But I will say, I'm very thankful to Television New Zealand for giving us the free sponsorship of that program.
yeah, no, shout out to The Apprentice. Anyways, no, I love TVNZ. Like TVNZ, obviously they gave me that opportunity, and they've done so much for me. Like they know that I'm just a piss taker. But like even my whole thing with Celebrity Treasure Island was the whole reason I took the gig was because when I go overseas, obviously they're not gonna, like people in New Zealand don't know who the fuck I am. People overseas, of course, are not gonna know. But I know when I go into Aussie, when I go into the UK, when I go into the States, they're not gonna know who I am. But when they see that I've done, they'll see the Celebrity Treasure Island, they'll be like, oh fuck, he must be famous somewhere. So
That's why you got to do Dancing with the Stars, bro.
but it really does do exactly the things that, yeah.
Either that, or you got to they got to do like New Zealand's Got Talent. And you got to be like the New Zealand Terry Crews.
Something like that, yeah. And like, bro, honestly, that's how I look at these opportunities, is like, and how how people will look at them is like, I know people will see it and
Leak the master plan right here, bro. Leak it.
yeah. So the plan from here is like, my ultimate goal personally for myself has always been, and always will be, writing and directing in Hollywood. But for myself, I recognize that I can get there, and so I can get there just sticking to my guns. Like, I know the pathway to get there. My show Bouncers, that'll be on Comedy Central in the UK, will be like a big catalyst.
How good is that, bro?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
it's crazy. Thanks, bro.
Congratulations, bro.
That'll be a massive catalyst for that, for all that ongoing. And so for me, I just was like, I always had this plan of building this pathway. Like what I spoke to you once about, was this pathway where people in the same position that I was in can then develop themselves through, all the opportunities within this entire industry. And I'll have this one place that has them all for everybody. So that's through, you know, because my first writing job was on television, but then I also developed that through like copywriting and stuff.
Yeah.
And so within West Park, doing like agency work is, you know, they can develop as a copywriter, and then slowly but surely they're writing like bigger campaigns, and then next on they're writing for television, and then next on they could be writing a movie. And that's an entire pathway that they came in from the very beginning to the end, and can all be done under my company. And so I've kind of done it in the first wave myself, like through a lot of the opportunities that I've done with West Park and like other brands writing for them. And then obviously here's the TV show, and then the next thing will be the film. And then just trying to set that pathway for myself, and then turn around and then chuck a carpet down for all the other like young creatives that want to go do the same.
Do you think that people that are some way down that path that you describe, right? Other creatives that are cracking it, do you think they and is it even their responsibility to do anything to come back and to help others up?
I think it's hard, bro, because I will say it's not their responsibility, but I will say I guess I've been disappointed in how like a lot of them have operated in that space, and that I see like people going all the way down the pathway, and then you like look to see like, oh shit, you guys gonna chuck some down, and then they just walk off into the sun. And so, and I mean, that's not to say that people in those positions,
that's their right to do it, I guess.
Bro, that's my thing. Is like I was just gonna say like they don't even have to. But I know my thing was, I always said from when I had nothing, like absolutely nothing to show for, I always said when I get to that point, you know, I want to be giving just as many opportunities and just as big opportunities as I'm receiving. And so that's why I'm in the position I'm in now, where I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm in a place where I can start like doing that. I may as well just start right now, because who knows if I was just, who knows if I was just to wait to the end, I might get to the end and just be like, oh, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Or you don't get to the end and you never did anything.
Exactly. So I
don't know what your observation is, bro. Like for me, there's heaps of people at the bottom trying to help other people at the bottom.
Yeah.
And like the ones, like there's a few that you see that do like have reached the top.
Yeah.
And they're a lot more open to it. And like I do know there is an incredible number of people that have achieved major things and amazing things that are helping people back here.
Yeah.
The bit where it gets niggly, in my observation, is in the middle.
The middle.
The middle has got the niggle.
Yeah, the middle. But the middle has all the power, because the people at the top don't have the time to sort of see, you know, like who to even support. So they listen to the middle.
Yeah.
Because they think the middle has their ear to the streets, but then the middle was that exact person that I was talking about. They didn't get to that end part, so they'll use where they are as kind of like...
they become the roadblock on the pathway out of the middle.
So the person, so because of the power that the person at the top has given them, they're now the person with all the real power, because that other person is, you know, they're off doing their own thing. And so for me, I figured if I start it, you know, whilst I'm young and whilst I'm coming up, then at least as I get to each point, it's kind of like you walk along the path, you put a light down.
Yeah.
And then you walk along the path a little further, you put a light down, and then it kind of just grows as I grow.
Yeah.
And so by the time I get to, you know, what I see as the end, which is writing and directing and Hollywood, I've created this entire path that finishes in exactly the place that I want it to be. And so now all these people that want to be in the same place see all the stops that are made to get there. And then I've made them in this little ecosystem that I've built.
Tell me about your the mindset that you apply to making your way down that path. Like, what is your mindset that gets you there? Like, what are the habits and the rituals that you have that enables you to consistently take that next step down there? And tell me if there's any connection between that mindset and kind of like the creative mind that you have and that you bring to life as a comedian as well.
So my thing is always like, it's always the rules are a way, but they're not the reason. So like that's how I've always looked at it, as like any industry.
What does that mean? What'd you say? The rules are a way, but they're not the reason?
Some shit like that. I can't even. I think I said it wrong.
Did you make that shit up right on the spot? Or?
Nah, there's a Japanese proverb.
I'm only laughing because the last one you gave me was not even a proverb.
No, I think it was. But yeah, my mate told me about it. But pretty much like the mindset I always come in with into anything is like everything that's been done and every rule they give you as to how things should be done. I'm always just like, that's one way of doing things. And like, I usually kind of look at it from a perspective of like, what's the way that I would do this? And then usually it doesn't align, so I'm usually just like, all right, fuck it, I'll just give my one a...
And crack.
Yeah, just give my one a go. But the principle that I follow in each of those situations is I make sure I learn the rules within that industry, because the best lesson I ever learned was you have to learn the rules before you can break them.
Yeah.
And so I always like, I study a lot, I read a lot, I'm always talking to people.
Yeah.
Like I know shitloads of like random people and have random connections because I'm always like catching up with people to try and learn. And that's what I've always been like. And so that's always the attitude that I go in with, is that, yeah, just to try and break the mold basically and just forge my own way. And then I take that into my comedy and you kind of see it even just in small doses. If there's things that people won't talk about, or things that, if you like, anybody that knows me, if you tell me not to talk about something, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about the exact thing you've just told me not to talk about.
This is like, who would tell you not to talk about something?
Yeah.
Somebody that wants you to talk about it.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. And so, yeah, and just every facet of my life, that's how I kind of look at it. And I know it comes from my upbringing, like my parents, my mum was particular, super, super strict.
True.
Yeah, real strict, like real strong.
What'd she think of your jokes?
Hates them.
Yeah, probably, eh?
Yeah, hates. Bro, imagine being my mum.
Loves you, but hates your jokes.
Yeah, we'll say loves me, but no. Bro, imagine being my mum and like having to hear all my jokes, but when like there was absolutely nothing going for me, like she fucking was hating it. She hates it now.
She just thought you were an idiot.
She did. She literally did.
My son's an idiot.
No, honestly. I remember telling my mum when I was younger, when I first started, because she was like, "Why are you always talking like, why are you always saying that shit and like talking the way you do?"
Talking about yourself in third person, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. And like what I told my mum was like, "Mum, I have to talk like this from the beginning because it's how I really talk, and people will become accustomed to me being able to talk like that if I start like that now." And she was like, "You're not going to be able to get anywhere with it." And so I spoke like that from the start so that I could get to the position I'm in now, and I'm still allowed to be like real out the gate.
I love the shit that your parents say.
Yeah.
Where they tell you you'll never be nothing because of what you do.
Yeah.
And that is the fire.
Yeah. And that's the thing, bro. It's like
there should be a quote book of like shit my parents said that I couldn't do. That I went out and killed.
And that's the thing. I think that's where it came from, was like they set the rules, and then I purposely would just do the exact opposite and break them and work my way around them. And so that's just kind of been my entire life, really. And so I incorporated that into how I run sort of my career and my business. And
what does Mum think now?
Yeah, she's confused. I think confused. I think one thing, I think one nice thing my mum did say is that she's found with me and like how I've handled my career and stuff, it's kind of broken every like thing she thought she knew about.
Yeah.
Like.
Did she want you to be an accountant?
Yeah, I was going to go study to be. Yeah, I was going to go get my CA. I was top of my class in accounting, top of my year. She actually did want me to go be an accountant. Yeah. And so I studied accounting finance, and now I just tell jokes and
count the money.
Hang out in warehouses.
Joey, it's been awesome having you on, bro. Joey D.
Appreciate you having me, Patty.
Celebrity chef.
How was that Wagyu?
We can confirm that Wagyu was absolute fire. I want to say one quick thing before we sign out, guys. Go and check out the We Are Manaaki YouTube. Please like, subscribe, follow us on Insta and Facebook and all those other places. But the YouTube stuff is where it's going to be going off for us shortly. Joey, do you want to shout out your stuff? Everybody knows, eh?
No, No, thank you for having me, obviously, brother. I love coming to this place. It's always super inspiring for me and like what I'm doing. So I always appreciate you having me here, brother.
Thanks, bro.
Patty.
See ya.